Alright, subscribers. So I put butter on the sandwiches, peanut butter jelly sandwich, and it's got honey. And I put it in the microwave for 5 seconds. I gotta get my stuff I got. Ooh. Watch out. Move it. Oh my god. How's that peanut butter? Yeah, I'm so hungry. But if I put this in the microwave, it'll melt up the peanut butter. Then it makes it like smoothly, like it's a smoothie. But I only put it in for 5 seconds. Look how it's doing. You see how it looked like that? It's really because I put it in the microwave. Look how fucking fat. I was gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich, but I've been eating grilled cheese sandwiches. So I just said I'll just eat peanut butter jelly. Look how good that is. Look what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm extremely full. Yeah, somebody can gain like 200 pounds in like 2 days if all they eat is like peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Somebody will gain 200 pounds in 2 days if somebody just eats peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Like if somebody wants to gain weight, that's how you gain weight. Some foods for sure, somebody wanted to gain weight, they eat ice cream, cereal, and peanut butter jelly sandwich. It says sandwiches. You could probably still gain weight even if you don't put butter on the bread. It just that I do that for taste and just how I want it. And then somebody gain weight eating ice cream for sure. If it's any like sounds and stuff, there's doing construction across the street. They's building a house. So now I gotta yell. They're building a house across the street. Hey, can somebody still hear me talking? The sound might not be that loud or whatever, but it's probably like the sound is probably loud. But I don't know, like, why they do the construction, like, in the evening now. Like, it's not loud. Now I'm gonna get a headache. But they's gonna do the construction across the street. They's doing it. So they're gonna be out there and stuff. But they got a loud ass truck. This is the camera I could flip and stuff to show what's going on. There, this is the phone. But I don't know what the hell they's doing now. But now they put piles of dirt. There's like 8 or 10 piles of dirt or soil. Like piles of it. There could have been more. Now like they smoothed that out. So those are probably all gone. At least when I last looked, it was all gone because they smoothed it out. But now they's leaving. So I don't know if they still dumping dirt and stuff. That could have been another dirt dumper. But I'm not sure. Now that he's gone. But if they do construction, it doesn't make me angry or whatever if they's out there and stuff. I wouldn't say not too much or whatever, because if they's doing construction, then that's gotta go on or whatever. So then that's gonna happen anyway or whatever. So I just look at it, or look out there if I do, or if the blinds is open, I just look and see what I'm looking at or see what's going on. All I have to do is open the blinds and just look. But now I got the blinds closed. Look how I look. Look how fat. I don't look too fat. But look how my arm look. Whatever. Like, I don't worry about, like, how big I get or whatever. Some of my clothes are tight and stuff, but whatever. Look at my arm. Oh, yeah. Muscles? Look at my muscles. Ooh. 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 No, but if somebody has, like, if I make somebody a peanut butter jelly sandwich, they're gonna knock out. They're gonna go like, wow. But that can happen. That happens with me when I have a lot of different foods. But if I make the food, I'm gonna knock out. Like, wow. So if somebody had my food, they would like knock out like, wow. I know it. Like how I hold the dog, like the dog like knows I'm good. And the dog knows I hold her good. So the dog is just so comfy and everything when I have her. And then the dog knows I will do something. Like will help the dog or like give the dog snacks. So the dog know that. It's just stuff I know the dog already know. But the dog look at me. But the dog is already smart. And I've had the dog for years. What it really is, now the dog has gotten older. And how, like, if certain things, like, I don't. It's just different now, I think, because the dog has then gotten older now. Within how the dog is now for real fully. Because the other, like, last week or a few days ago, I tried to make the dog jump. I did like that. Or I said, I did like, whatever I did, like, and then I used to do that in the past, and then she'd jump up at me. Or she'd jump up. But that's like her play jumping. But that's like me getting her to get excited. So I'd be like, I'd do something like that or something. I forgot. I don't remember. Because I haven't done it forever. Then when I did it the other day, I said, the dog looked at me, but she's still seeing me. And she's still seeing what I was doing. But the dog didn't jump. And then the dog don't grab her toys anymore and stuff. But the dog still walk around. I think the dog thinks a lot. Or thinks as much as the dog thinks about. And the dog still knows to go outside and stuff. If the dog did pee or poop, the dog knows it. If the dog did pee in the house, you could tell by probably how the dog might act or something, or if the dog comes towards you or comes towards me, and then how the dog is looking. Like, I can just tell a little. Like, the dog's energy is like different. I don't know how to describe it. Now she's been sleeping like all day, so I haven't put her out since this morning, which is pretty good because the dog's been up and everything sometimes. So today she's sleeping. But there is a lot of times where the dog used to always sleep. No, the dog still sleep. The dog is good. And the dog still gets attitudes and stuff. But the dog's used to being in the house, and the dog is good. But the dog used to go out all the time years ago. Aww. But the dog still is good. Coco is good. Coco is always good. I love Coco. Is there anything else I can say about the little puppy? She did eat some of her breakfast food. So there's enough for her to eat for dinner. Because she only ate just a little. So she's still got food to eat. So that's about it. I actually did not give her the cheese from the one video I made. I said, oh, I'm going to give the dog the cheese. I actually did not give the dog the cheese. I think that video is already on the computer. Which is unbelievable. But that day and stuff, when I had the one gummy, when I have that, I decided just let me just take it all, but it's not funny. I knew it. So, but I didn't go into like, what you call it. But I had a, what you call it, happen. Like the shocking ass energy come out. That's what happened when I had the marijuana, those vapes. So I like that there's differences in how somebody can feel for the different types of marijuana. So that's what I like, the marijuana like that. Like, and I like that there's different vapes. I like that there's different ways to have the marijuana. But also with the vapes, they say the vapes or the cartridges and stuff, like those vapes and all of those. I just say vape. But all those vapes, I like that there's vapes and it's different types of them. Like they have different how they's made and how they are. There's different brands. But I don't even think about it like brands. I just think, which one do I want? I want that one, I want that one. I don't think about arguing. But I don't think anybody's even doing any stuff or whatever for any debates anyway, or whatever. But I like the Munchies one. That is really good. But the marijuana vapes is not funny at all. I think the most dangerous also is all the marijuana. But the marijuana vapes, that ain't fake or whatever. That shit is not fake. Fake or nothing. But I haven't had any in forever. Then the looper ones, that shit is not funny. You's getting like it. I don't know how those. I wish I had one now. They've all vary in prices and stuff. I don't even know how much I ever spent on any of them. Somebody cannot ask me that. I think the most I spent is $30-some, like $38. I don't even remember. But pretty much all the ones I've gotten have been pretty good. The Super Looper and the Loopers, that is not funny either. Because those things work a lot. I don't know what's going on with them things. Then I had a really good Lost THC. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Lost THC vape. But that vape was good. And the Munchies vape. Then there was a Cookies vape. It was called Cookies. I think it was actually Cookies. They's good and stuff, but that marijuana is not funny. I want to smoke a cigarette. Well, a Camel one. Camel cigarette? What about the other vapes? Yeah, what about the vapes and stuff? See, I got how I feel now. I don't know if I could even have any of them. It would depend on how the vape is actually made and stuff. Like how it actually is. That's the only way I could actually have it. Because they have different types. Like I would want one that's like smooth and gonna be like giving a lot of like cloud foam. You know, like the vape smoke. So I'd want, like, the black bar I had was good. It was like puff. It said like black bar. But low-key might have said puff on there. So that was really good because it's smooth and everything. Damn, they's gone now. If I had extra money, I'd get a vape. I'd try to get a vape. But the vapes really did give me tight chest and stuff. And that is just for real. And that is not funny. And I ain't had tight chest. Now the tight chest is not funny. But I still like the vapes and stuff, but I want one. I want marijuana vape. But the marijuana is very scary still. I don't care. So it's kind of like medicine now. It's kind of like, all right, if I did have a marijuana, I would have it for me to feel like I want to have it. But then at the same time, I think when I do have a marijuana, then that's if I'm supposed to have it or something. Or like maybe I'm supposed to have it. So then I think good about it. But I don't think bad about it, but it's scary. I don't know. So then I feel scared and stuff. So the amount of gummy I had, look at this whole paper towel. This is probably about the whole size of a Palm Bay Assassin gummy, maybe. Let's just say it was the gummy. If I were to take this whole thing, it would be unbelievable. I don't know what the hell would happen. I would have to just prepare to feel extremely shocking, like, honestly, like in how I fully would feel and how everything would seem and stuff. So it would be unbelievable. But I took about, like, probably like, I don't know how to try to do it. Probably like the size of like the shadowing of my pinky finger, like how as big as that my pinky finger is looking, that's probably about as big as a piece I had. So as big as like my pinky finger is looking through the paper towel. That's probably about as like big a piece I had. As big as my finger looked through the paper towel. At least, honestly. You know what I mean? So it was like, realistically, that's why I say I take bites. I take small, tiny bites. I don't take small bite, like, oh, chunk bite. Small little chunk bite. That's the size I had, and I felt unbelievable after. I take small little bites, and then if I want to have a little bit more, I'll take a little bit more small little bites. But if I take like big bites or like a big chunk, forget about it. Forget it. But it's really not funny and stuff. I feel like shocking energy, and it's not funny. And it's not funny, and it's from when I had a marijuana. And I've had the same energy feeling happen when I had the Munchies marijuana vape. And then I was watching one movie. I said, wow, it was not funny. I said, what's going on? All right. Well, I'm going to end this video. Hopefully my phone, the internet will be back on soon. So, yeah. Well, that's about it. All right, everybody. See you later.